Congressman, we got to get to the agenda. We want to know where you stand on tax reform, on health care reform. We want to know if you and your colleagues are going to get this done this year. Here's what the president said yesterday about focusing on his agenda.
Our tax bill is moving along in Congress, and I believe it's doing very well. I think a lot of people will be very pleasantly surprised. The Republicans are working very, very hard. We'd love to have support from the Democrats, but we may have to go it alone, but it's going very well.
So can you tell us anything about that? You're on recess right now, right? When Congress comes back from recess, how's it going well? What are you doing?
So first, President Trump is right. Just because you don't see this on C-SPAN or on every cable news network, the Congress still works when we're not on TV. On C-SPAN, there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes in congressional offices, between congressional offices, between parties, and between the House and the Senate. So that Senate work and House work on the tax reform is actually happening and aggressively happening. People are negotiating, they're talking, they're working on that, though you may not see it. So President Trump is right there. I was concerned when I heard about Mitch McConnell's comment that the Senate might not get a deal on health care, which is incredibly troubling. But I think Mitch is as smart as a little fox over there. Basically, he's signaling to the Republican base to go, you know what? Our guys might not come together and get 51 votes on health care. Put pressure on them. Reach out to them. Don't let them walk away from this historic opportunity to reform health care. Don't leave the American people with Obamacare. And listen, as I've traveled my district, people are inflamed after they heard what Mitch said, and they are calling, they're engaged, because they want health care reform. That was the promise that we made.
Real quick,
so those two things, I think.
What do you think is going to be the biggest debate? What's going to be the biggest debate point in tax reform? Is it the border adjustment tax? Is it a deduction? What is it?
I think border adjustment is going to be the biggest issue for us because we're trying to find $2 trillion of revenue to lower taxes because we use these stupid rules. It means we have to be revenue neutral. That's the biggest issue.
Right.
Hey, Maria, can I tell you one last thing before you go with me? We are doing Dodd-Frank reform coming up next week to the House floor. We'll send it to the Senate. That will be great. We're doing flood reform. So financial services is working, doing good things, but we're in the same position as health care and tax. We got to get the Senate to work. Frankly, I hope to get rid of their filibuster rules so we can go to a simple majority and actually get the Congress to work again.
All right. We'll be watching, Congressman. You know that America is rooting for you at that point. They want to see the agenda get done. Sean Duffy, good to see you, sir. Thank you.
You too.
We'll see you soon.